Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. My name is Noah. On this channel, I'm all about providing high quality content in order to show you how to build a real e-commerce business. Having a good product research strategy is one of the most important parts in building a successful Amazon business. However, it's often a step that most sellers overlook, especially in dropshipping, where you can just list all the products that your suppliers have because you're not buying inventory up front. This used to be my strategy as well. List whatever products that my suppliers have and whatever sells. But recently, I've started to take a different approach in my business, trimming down my catalog and making sure that the products I'm listing actually have prior history of selling. This has allowed me to more than double my revenue while decreasing the amount of items that I have listed on Amazon. So in this video, I want to go over my updated product research strategy and show you how to find winning products to dropship on Amazon. Jumping straight into it, my product research strategy has 3 different stages. Each one builds off of the next in order to ensure that you're finding the best listings on Amazon from your supplier. Really quickly, I also want to note that this tutorial will be step by step so that you can follow along or that you can use this to train your virtual assistants or employees. Stage 1 is titled Priceless Scanner. In this phase, this is where we're going to find the bulk of items that we want to dropship from our suppliers. The software that I'm going to be using in this stage is called ScanUnlimited. I have several tutorials on my channel that I will link in the description below. There are also plenty of other softwares that do the exact same thing. I personally just like the layout of ScanUnlimited. When you start working with a supplier, they will typically give you a CSV or an Excel sheet with all of the product data. This is going to have the name of the product, the price of the product, as well as it's also going to have the UPC code. Through the item identifier, in this case the UPC code for this list, we're able to go ahead and find the corresponding listing on Amazon and match it up with the information that our supplier has given us. So this way we can see the cost that our supplier is charging us and the selling price on Amazon, and then a software like ScanUnlimited will tell you if you're going to be profitable or not. In addition, ScanUnlimited will also pull in a bunch of other data points, such as the sales rank, which this will tell you how well an item is selling on Amazon in a specific category. It'll also show you the offers, which is the number of sellers on an Amazon listing, as well as the fees. And like I said before, here you have the net profit and the ROI. Here is where the first stage for the product research comes in. Now, like I said before, all I would do is I would just get this list and I would list every single item that I could. So all the items that I was not gated in, all the items that were actually profitable, and then I would go ahead and see what sells. But recently I've made changes to now where I am adding filters and I'm making sure that there are certain criteria to the dropship listings that I am listing on Amazon. For me, my filters begin with the sales rank. I do not list an item for dropshipping if the sales rank is over 1 million. Now, you don't have to hold by that. However, you should have a minimum, and you should also look into the history of the listings that you are actually going to be putting up. So the first thing I do after I've scanned a supplier's list is I would then go to the sales rank and I would add my criteria. So I want a sales rank greater than or equal to 1. This will get rid of all the items that have a -1 sales rank or all of the ones that are not ranked yet. In addition to that, I'm also going to set one for less than or equal to 1 million. Now, because we are drop shipping, we don't have to go ahead and find listings under 50,000. We're not buying inventory up front. After I added those filters, I'm going to hit apply, and the listings that meet that criteria are then going to load up. Next is going to be net profit and ROI. So your supplier is going to list the cost of the item differently in their price list. Some suppliers incorporate drop shipping fees inside of the prices on their list. Some of them also incorporate shipping. Some of the suppliers are going to charge shipping differently. So this is what I like to do depending on how the supplier is set up. At a bare minimum, typically the supplier will have the regular cost of the item. So what I like to do is I like to set a net profit for at least or greater than or equal to $4. This is still very low. However, this is going to weed out all the items that would not be profitable for drop shipping because the cost for this supplier does not include shipping. I'm not going to go ahead and add the ROI. You could add the ROI. It's just personally not the metric that I like to go by. The 2 last things that I add onto the filter is going to be the price as well as the offers. Typically, I like to find items with under 12 or 15 offers, especially with drop shipping. I might even lower that to under 8 offers, but for this example, I'm going to leave that. The other thing is price. So I typically do not like to drop ship products under $15 because this way I'm able to make more money on more expensive products, and products under $15, your margins are generally very small. So with all of our filters added, I'm now going to go ahead and I'm going to sort by sales rank. This way I have the best selling items first, and we can go ahead and we can take a look at the net profit. So here we have an item, the sales rank is 72,000, so it sells pretty well. And next you'll see that the net profit is $27. So going down the list, you'll see we have a pretty decent selection of items, and these would be the items that I would prioritize. All the items that meet our criteria for the sales rank as well as the net profit and then the price, these are the items that I'm going to prioritize. And right now we have 38 items out of 2,000. So instead of going ahead and spending my time listing items that are not really going to make me any money because they don't sell, I now have 38 products that have a higher likelihood of selling that I'm going to prioritize. So for these 38 products, I would download the filtered products, and as I said, I would list them. For the other 1,800 products or so that the supplier has, I might go ahead and I would rescan later, but I'm always going to be periodically scanning this supplier's list. I typically scan all of my suppliers' lists roughly 2 times a month. This way, if an item starts to sell, or let's say they have a new item in their sheet, I'm always going to be on top of that, and I'm always going to be adding new items from my suppliers. Stage 2 of product research is going to be manually searching the brand on Amazon. This was the piece of product research that I was missing inside of my strategy. I used to just rely on priceless scanners, and what that does is it goes ahead and it scans the UPC codes from the supplier. However, there are usually a bunch of listings on Amazon that other sellers have listed, and they use different UPC codes, and usually those listings actually sell better, and you're missing out on all of those listings. So what I like to do is I like to go ahead and I like to find the brand on Amazon. There are 2 ways that you can do this. You can just go ahead and you can click a product from ScanUnlimited. They're going to go ahead and pull up the Amazon page, and then from there, you can go and you can check out the brand. You'll see it listed right here. Or the other way that you can do it is on Amazon, you can actually just search up the brand's name. So usually with a brand, it can be abbreviated or it could be listed several different ways. So CTW could be listed as CTW, could be listed as Colonial Tinworks. It could be Colonial Tinworks Home Collection. So I will go ahead and I will look up all of the different abbreviations, all of the different variations, and I will search each and every one. So for this product research strategy, I'm going to be using 3 different softwares. I'm going to be using a software called ASINZen. I'm also going to be using DS Amazon Quick View, which allows me to quickly see all the information for the listing, as well as I'm also going to be using a software called Keepa. So after I search up the brand's name, I then go through the different search results, and you can sort it however you want. You can go ahead and sort it by the rank. You can sort it by the featured, the price. Usually I like to stick with the featured, and here we have a bunch of different listings. So what I'm paying attention to is I'm paying attention to the sales rank, as well as I'm also paying attention to see ships from Amazon to see if there are Amazon sellers on it. And I can also pull up the Keepa chart within DS Amazon Quick View, which is going to allow me to see the price history as well as how often it sells. So I can see the sales rank graph, and then I can also go ahead and see the amount of offers. So holding by my original criteria, I'm looking for listings with under 100,000 sales rank. The next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to quickly copy the ASIN, and you just click it, and then I'm just going to search to see if it's on ScanUnlimited. So I currently don't see this ASIN here. However, this is a listing that seems to meet our criteria. It has a sales rank of over 100,000. Maybe what it doesn't meet is it doesn't meet the profit. However, I would go ahead and I would add this to a CSV sheet because this is a potential listing that we might want to sell since the sales rank is under 1 million. Next thing that I would do is I would just open it in another tab. And from here, I can see all of the data. So I can see that this does regularly sell. You'll see that the Keepa chart proves that. You can also go ahead and see the number of sellers. So it typically hovers around 13. However, there is a decent number of FBA sellers, and you can see that the buy box is more or less dominated by someone who is doing FBA. So this might not be a listing that I would prioritize to list on since there are a lot of FBA offers on here. However, this is a listing that does sell, and I would want to list on here instead of a sales rank, let's say, that had 13 million. And I would do that for all of the listings. I would go through. Here we have another one with 200,000. This one is also prime, so I might skip that. Here we have one that is $23 right now. It's not prime, and it's under 100,000. So let's go ahead and copy that, and let's see if we can find it. It's above $15. Let's search. So it didn't find it on this page. So let's expand it so we're looking at all of the results. I'm going to re-enter it, and it seems that it still did not find it. So we found another listing that we might potentially be able to sell. I'm going to go ahead and open this in another tab, and let's quickly take a look. So it's selling for roughly $23. So this one actually turns out to be a Prime listing, and we probably wouldn't be able to compete with Prime because we would be paying for shipping. So this is kind of the process. You can always outsource this to a VA or an employee of yours and have them go through the listings and try and find listings that you did not find before. Again, you want to switch up the variations. So right now I use Colonial Tinworks. Let's say I use CTW, and then we search that up. So here we have a bunch of other listings that are now listed under CTW rather than the other search term, which was Colonial Tinworks. So let's go ahead and take a look at this brand, which was CTW Home Collection. So if we go ahead and we look at that brand, here we have all of that brand's listings. And again, these are just another group of listings that we can go through to see, are these profitable? Are these listings that we've missed? And are they going to be good to add to our inventory? So the second method is very time intensive. However, I have found a lot of listings using the second method. But now we're going to build off of that using the third method, which is much more automated, as well as it's less time intensive because we're going to be using software. Stage 3 is using probably my favorite software for product research on Amazon, which is SmartScout. I have several tutorials on my channel that already go in depth for SmartScout. There are 2 features that I want to look into, and these are the features that I use in my product research strategy. The first is going to be the brands tab, and the second is going to be the seller search, which we are going to go ahead and we're going to look at our competitors and see of the listings that they are selling from the brand that we are targeting, which of those listings are the ones that are actually selling for them. So we're essentially sniping other sellers. First, let's go ahead and take a look at the brands. This is more or less what we were looking at before. So the first step is I'm going to come over to the brands tab and I'm going to press clear. Next, I'm going to enter in the brand's name. So after I enter in CTW, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to press search, and it's going to bring up all of the brands that match it. In order to get a more direct search result, we can also go ahead and filter through the category or the monthly revenue. As you'll see, you have a bunch of parameters that you can add. So I like to go ahead and I like to start out with just the abbreviations. Here we have CTW Home Collection, we have CTW. So we've taken a look at some of these already. Here we have CTW Home Collections. So just that addition of the S makes it an entirely different brand. Here we have CTW Home. So you'll see a lot of people created different listings for this brand, and there's a bunch of different ways that they've listed it and a bunch of different variations in the brand name. So what I like to do is I like to go one by one through each brand, and you can go and open up the brand on Amazon, and then you can go ahead and take a look and do more of the manual approach this way. So here we have all of the listings. Here we have number 11,000. Here we have 22, 135. Here we have 200,000. So a bunch of different listings that we can go ahead and potentially add to our catalog. In addition, you can also go ahead and you can see the info for the brand within SmartScout. So let's go ahead and bring it up right here. And here we have all of the listings. So we can go ahead and raise this. So my screen is pretty small, but here we can see all of the data. You can also export this to Excel and you can manipulate it not only in Excel, but you can also upload this list straight within ScanUnlimited. So you can go ahead and you can use the softwares in tandem, and there's really a lot of cool ways and a lot of different approaches that you can use. But right now we're analyzing the listings for this brand. So going back, here we have all of the listings. We can sort it by the rank. So let's do that. We can also go ahead and we can add filters. After we sort by the rank, let's do a minimum of 1 and a max of 1 million. So with our criteria added, here we have the listings, 37,000, 100,000, 177, and we have 176 listings that meet our criteria. And this is actually more than what we found from the direct list of the supplier. So even with the direct list from the supplier in ScanUnlimited, we only found 38 listings that met those criteria, versus on SmartScout, just looking at the brand and seeing other listings that other sellers have created, we found 176. So already we have more listings that we can now look for. In addition to that, SmartScout also shows you a bunch of different data points, such as if Amazon is on the listing with their in-stock rate, the average number of sellers, FBA sellers. It also shows you the buy box price. And what we can do is we can go ahead and we can go and take a look at the next brand. So going back to brands, we just took a look at CTW Home Collection. Let's go ahead and take a look at CTW. And with the same thing, Here you have all of the data for this brand. So their Amazon in-stock rate is 8%, which means Amazon is on a decent amount of the listings. The average number of sellers is 3.6, so that's not too bad. So going through the items, I would just go ahead and I would add my filters. So in the rank, I would just make sure I'm looking at everything under $1 million, and I would again just cross-reference these listings, see which ones I'm missing. Even within Smart Scout, you can also go ahead and you can take a look at the data, and you can even go more in depth. So right now, we're just looking at the product filter for the brand. And we can even go and take a look at the product data on a deeper level. So if we click that graph right there, it'll open up the price, the sales rank, and the review section. And we can go ahead and we can see all the data similar to how we saw it on Keepa. Now, the last part of stage 3, and this is my favorite, is we can take a look at sellers who are selling this item. So if we go ahead and we click on sellers, these are all the sellers that are selling this brand. Here we have Hourloop, we have Blink, we have Sunshine Megastore, Building Enterprises, and a bunch of other different wholesalers. So if we click on their information and we take a look at their data, here you can see all the data about their brand, as well as you can also see their brand percentage. So they cover 22 or close to 23% of these listings with an average monthly revenue of $7,500 every single month. So for all of the sellers that are on this brand, we can go ahead and we can take a look at their information. So if we go to show seller, we've now opened up their information, as well as we can go to their brand coverage. So if we click on brand coverage and we're looking for CTW, that's the brand that we originally saw. So let's go ahead and sort this alphabetically. And if we sort it, we can then go ahead and we can look for CTW, and then we can go ahead and see what listings from CTW are they selling and what listings are making them the most money. So we found that they are actually on several different variations for CTW. Here they're on one variation with just one listing. Here they're on one with 5 offers. Here's the one with the 20 offers where they are doing over $7,500. So if you click on this brand, again, it's going to open up in Amazon, or we can go ahead and just take a look at those listings where they are dominating it. What we can do is we can find the items and the listings that are selling well for them. So let's go ahead and just take a look right here. And these are all of the listings from that brand, all of the ones that are selling, and then we can prioritize and then add these listings to our catalog. So that's going to be it for my product research strategy. I really hope that you guys enjoyed this video. This was supposed to be an in-depth look at how I do product research on Amazon, specifically for wholesale dropshipping and working with wholesale suppliers. There are a lot of videos on YouTube that show bits and pieces of strategy. This is my entire 3-stage process for how I do product research. So I hope that you guys enjoyed. If you did, be sure to go ahead and smash the thumbs up button. Also, if you're new to the channel, be sure to subscribe. I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.